Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that style.
Yo, we running a little bit late, but it's the memphisjelks show. Y'all know how we do. Welcome to another episode, man. Thank y'all, man, for joining. It's been a good week, but y'all know who I got to bring up in here?
Drums, please.
Oh!
What's up, man?
Oh is in the building once again, man. How you doing? Oh,
man, fantastic, man. I couldn't be doing any better, man. As my uncle would say, if I was doing any better, I couldn't stand it.
Hey. My uncle used to say, if I had your hands, I'll cut mine off.
As Graham would say, if I was doing any better, I'd change my last name.
Oh, man. That is crazy, man. Everybody who watching, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Another week, man. It's another Wednesday. We've been hitting y'all back to back every Wednesday, man. Staying consistent, because consistency is the key, you know?
Yes, sir.
So I say that to say, man, we've been bringing y'all some really awesome, dope guests, man. Shout out to Stacey Brown from last week.
Shout out to Stacey. An amazing guest, man.
Amazing guest. We have a super amazing guest for you guys tonight, too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite film directors. He was born in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. Stand up. Oh, yeah. One of the greatest film producers out at this moment and has been for quite a long time. Shoot, he even knows Oprah Winfrey. I mean, come on. We're bringing y'all the greatest of the greatest. Yeah, I'm talking about the creme de la creme. But before we get into this great message, man, and everybody out there, the reason that y'all should watch this, man, this episode right here is very important, man, because it's going to be a lot of important topics and subjects talked about, especially like in the history of, growing up and being black in America. No disrespect to any other races or anything like that. Y'all can, stay tuned in too and stuff, but it's going to be a powerful show.
Yeah.
Because we have a powerful guest tonight. Before we get into it, man, y'all know we've been running the For Your page. That's a competition to all y'all artists out there. You know what I'm saying? You got the music video, you went and paid the money, got it done. Now you want to get it played. And then you go everywhere you go, people acting like they don't want to play it on their platform. Man, email that junk to memphisjelks@gmail.com.
We'll play it right here.
Yes, we'll play it right here. As a matter of fact, man, and it's free. So shout out to Tip Chino. He sent this video in last week. It's called Down to Ride right here. Here go the segment. We going For Your page.
Hey, memphisjelks.
What's up?
While this video playing, put that email in the comments, man. Post that email in the comments so they know where to send it to.
Artist, the email is going to be in the comments, man. The name of the segment is called #For Your page. Not for your page. For your page.
Your page.
Yo, yes, we keeping it hip hop. All right, Tip Chino. My bad. From the top.
Might be the realest you ever met. Hey, I bet I'm the top 5. Bet you gon' feel it way more than me. If we decide to cut time, stick got that chip on my shoulder. How can I sit here and let it slide? How can you ever say I'm moving wrong when the ones around me, they down the ride? Might be the realest you ever met. I bet I'm the top 5. Bet you gon' feel it way more than me. If we decide to cut ties, stick got that chip on my shoulder. How can I sit here and let it slide? How can you ever say I'm moving wrong when the ones around me, they down the ride? I know they gon' feel it. Dumb it down, add a little more to this bar. And I'm still country as hell, my nigga. Fuck your soda, I mix yak with this pop. Please don't speak on my name, lil' homie. You don't know me, all this shit I've been through. And you can never ever say you fuck with me, nigga, the way that I fuck with you. Quick to bash a nigga name, but you ain't perfect. Face card good, know I'm worth. Can't tell me dream, bitch, I heard it. Oh, it hold, close curtain. Fish scale done, I'm uncut. MC Hammer drop is untouched. Quit talking, ho, you doing too much. Quit, ho, you doing too much. See my OG put me on game, I was raised different. See, we ain't the same. Free promo when they talking name. Just give me money, don't, we ain't the same. Action plug, oh, I been the main. In the drought, still made it rain. Action plug, oh, I been the main. In the drought, still made it rain. Might be the realest you ever met. I bet I'm the top 5. Bet you gon' feel it way more than me. If we decide to cut time, stick got that chip on my shoulder. How can I sit here and let it slide? How can you ever say I'm moving wrong when the ones around me, they down the ride? Might be the realest you ever met. I bet I'm the top 5. Bet you gon' feel it way more than me. Then we decide to cut ties. Stick got that chip on my shoulder. How can I sit here and let it slide? How can you ever say I'm moving wrong when the ones around me, they down the ride? They down the ride, down the ride. They down the ride, they down the ride. They down the ride, they down the ride. They down the ride, they down the ride. Damn, Nico slamming shit.
Yo, that was Tip Chino down the ride. Yo, oh, we got to get Tip Chino an interview. We got to get Tip Chino an interview on the show.
I was just thinking the same thing. I said, man, that song kind of tight. We need to get him on the show, man.
Yo, man, that's what's up. Tip, man, hit me up, man. I'm going to email you or you email me, man. Let's make that happen, man. We got to get you up here, man. Salute. That's down the ride, man. Y'all go follow Tip Chino at I am Tip Chino at Instagram, on Instagram. I am Tip Chino on Instagram. Y'all go follow him, man. Run them numbers up. That's what we do, man. We support around here, man. So, man, that's what's up. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yo, this is the moment. I've been waiting all week, man, for this moment, man, to interview one of the realest filmmakers that's out right now and has been for a minute. We're finna get into the backstory. What were you finna say? Oh,
I was like, yeah, you have been, man. You've been texting like crazy about this episode, man.
Yes. I'm a super fan. Before we get into it, man, I just want y'all to know, man, it's finna be a powerful show, man. So if y'all weak, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might as well go on and log out right now, man. This is for the strong only, man, because we got one of the strongest, realest, powerfulest black filmmakers that's out right now and has been for quite some time. Y'all give it up for
drums, please.
D. Channsin Berry. How's it going? How's it going, Mr. Berry?
Man, I am well, my brothers. I am well. A little crazy. A lot of stuff going on, but all is good. God is good. I'm moving through this thing. And I'm just blessed, bro. I'm blessed. I am blessed. Brother's working. That's the most. Brother is working, so I'm happy.
We're happy too. We're happy that you decided to take some time out of your busy schedule, man, and just come on the show and allow us the opportunity to, just show you the love and respect that we feel like you deserve, man.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. So Newark, New Jersey, is that the hometown?
Hey, that's the place I was born and raised in for a moment. That's ground zero for me. Newark, New Jersey is ground zero for me. And yeah, man. So New Jersey, New York, that's ground zero for me. So I was born in Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
Newark,
Grew
New
up in New
Jersey,
York.
and then New York. Man, those are two places that I've always wanted to visit. It's New York, and I've always wanted to visit Jersey also. How was it? How was the culture growing up there?
The culture for me growing up in Newark and East Orange and then Maplewood, New Jersey, because we moved from Newark to East Orange, which is kind of a suburb, and then Maplewood was a suburb of East Orange. So we kind of did the Jefferson thing, moving on up type of thing. My parents,
Nice.
so it was kind of fun. But I mean, all three cities, Newark, East Orange, and Maplewood, downloaded so much goodness into me. I could never repay those three cities for who I am. I've become as a human being and as a Black man and as a filmmaker, as a musician, as an artist, as a father, as a husband, as an uncle, as a godfather, as a brother. Those are my people that formed, shaped me. Not only just Black people, there were Italians in my life, Italian folks in my life who were from the neighborhood, and there were also Jewish people in my life from the neighborhood, but predominantly Black folk, and mother and father, sisters, all of that. So yeah, whole family, whole village, bro.
That's awesome. Growing up in the South, we didn't have a lot of variety. It was like more white. Either you're on the white side of town,
or you're on the black side,
or you're on the black side of town. Yeah,
that was it.
So it's interesting to hear like the different cultures that blend in in the cities, the bigger cities like the New Yorks and the Jerseys and stuff, New Jerseys and stuff. That's interesting.
But they did have their moments of separation where you could. This side of this side was Italian, this side was Jewish, this side was Puerto Rican, this side was Black, this side was Polish over here. So they did have sections of Chinese, they did have sections, but there are also places where there was, a mingling of cultures. And it made me understand the power of my Blackness. It made me understand the power that I could have if I would maintain my history and my lineage of kings and queens, of people who have made it before me. And I had people in front of me who had made it, making it meaning that they were successful living Black folks who had gained jobs in Korea, a bank account, and maybe owned a home or owned a couple of homes. That was my point of view from the people that I was raised around, families. And, there were, of course, there were people, kids, my friends that came from divorced families, but it wasn't a lot. Wasn't a lot.
Yeah, divorce has definitely picked up over the years. A lot has. When you were like coming of age, like becoming a teenager and stuff, what was the popular music and stuff then? What was the popular culture at that time? Like, who were the artists that y'all were?
See, I grew up in the '60s, bro, and so back east, because every region has their regional music and their regional superstars and the local superstars and that sort of thing, and radio stations and whatnot. So back in the tri-state area, which is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, we all had the same kind of vibe, you know. So music for my community, who looked like me, was blues, like B.B. King, Albert King, you know, Muddy Waters. Then it was R&B. It was Motown. And you know, and then on the other side of that, the flip side of that, it was jazz. It was Miles Davis. It was Dizzy Gillespie. It was Max Roach, Stanley Tarantine. And then on the side of that was 60s rock. And I was introduced to that sort of thing from my best friend who lived around the corner from me, right around the corner from me. His name is Eric. And that was my best friend, to my best friend today also. He had older brothers, he had older siblings that would turn us on to the whole jazz thing of Miles and Coltrane and Ornette Coleman and, you know, King Pleasure, and, you know, and then we had the whole thing of them turning on to rock, like Carlos Santana, Grateful Dead, you know, Jimi Hendrix. You know, we were into that sort of thing.
Nice.
Grand Funk Railroad.
You named some artists, some powerful artists there too. All of the ones that you name are like powerful artists. And do you think life imitates art, or do you think art imitates life? Because what I mean is, all the artists that you just named, they weren't like causing crime and mischief in the community and stuff like that. It seems like times weren't as violent and stuff back then. I mean, at that point. So do you think it was because the powers that be were allowing those types of artists to their music to reach the masses, or do you think the masses went crazy, so then they just wanted to start promoting artists who are crazy because of the masses have gone crazy?
You know, I'll go back to answer the first question. Part of the first question is that I think art imitates life. And the beautiful thing about that, as being an artist, you look at certain things going on around you. You feel certain things going around you. You read about certain things going around you. You talk about certain things going around you. And as an artist, all that information is downloaded into here and into your heart. Or sometimes it affects your body, depending on how that thing is, or that thing said, or the thing being done as an artist. And it affects you certain ways. And it causes you to take a different point of view on the society, on the things that's happening around you. And you come up with something else that is given to you from up above, that comes into you. And you start to create from what the magic from up above to what your surroundings, and you mix together what you see, what you hear, and you put it out to the world. You birth it out to the world. But it comes from two places, man. You know, artistry to me comes from two places. It comes from the point of view that you see, that you feel, that you hear, and also comes from up above, what the universe wants you to say for itself. So it works through you to give out to the public. So some people will get it, some people won't get it. But, you know, it's your point of view. It's your gift that you were given to give to either one person, two people, or the masses.
It's interesting that you said that, because I recently read a book, and it spoke about the same thing, that it comes from the universe, and it comes through us. Because I know this has happened to you before, as by you being a songwriter, and we're going to get into your songwriting. We're going to get into that also. I know you've thought of a song or melody or hook or something, and then you didn't do it, and then later on you heard that somebody else, another artist, and they did it. And you're like, what the? That I'm sure that's happened to you before, and when I was reading the book, it said the reason that happens is because the universe is going to get that message out. He tried to give it to you. The universe tried to give it to you. You didn't take it, so it's going to just take it to somebody else who will receive it and who will put it in, put it out there.
Exactly right. You're exactly right. The universe chooses you for certain assignments. Before you got here, this is my spiritual belief. We all made contracts with people on the other side to be in our lives, for them to be in our lives when we got to the planet. That's why you have the people in your life that you have, because you had spiritual contracts with those people. The people who have left your life, you had spiritual contracts with those people. The people who have come into your life, who are now coming into your life, you made spiritual contracts with. So it's always a give and receive, or teach or to be learned, to give or receive. It's always take and give situation of information. And, man, spirit is a wonderful thing if you listen to it. If you can get rid of the white noise around you, and you can let spirit come through, and you can hear it clearly, then you will always be on the right path of doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. That's just my belief. So have different kinds of people come into your life to give you something, or you to give back, is the best trade-off. But those spiritual contracts were made before you got here on the planet to do something or to give something to each other's lives. And not all of it is great, man. Sometimes these lessons are hard. Sometimes you get them, a week or two, a day, a month, a year. Sometimes it takes a whole lifetime to learn a lesson. And the thing is this. The lesson is this. The lesson is for you to learn and to move forward. Not to move back, but to move forward. If you've got somebody in your life that is constantly giving you a negative situation, and you allow them to do that, you haven't learned your lesson. Because all it takes, and all that this whole thing is about, it's about choices. Life is about choices. You have a choice to do this or not to do it, but it's your. So depending on what you've been through and how your thinking process and how you have grown and who has downloaded into you or who's not downloaded into you, you will make certain choices. But if you keep making the same choice and get the same outcome that you don't like, there's something wrong. What are you missing in the message from the gods? Spirit's trying to tell you something, but you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results. What are you locked into this ghetto mentality of suffering, of sadness, of oppression, of depression, of oppression, of stress? Why are you doing this to yourself? People throw stuff on us all the time. It doesn't mean we have to catch it. Because sometimes all it takes is just a brushing off of the foolishness, the vibe, the people, the circumstance, the environment, So it's up to us to be the better us or the worst of us, because you have a choice. You have a choice. I know I went off some other point.
This is exactly why I wanted to have you on as a guest, because these are the gems that the listeners need to know, that we all need to hear and know. How do you, like, when you separate from people, they could take it as if you're slighting them. Have you ever had a situation to where, like, or how would you recommend someone handles a situation that, let's say, they have to cut some people off, and then
Well, the thing
it
is
could
this,
be like controversy behind it.
Yeah, well, the thing is this. There's a way of dismissing people in your life. There's a hard way and there's an easy way. Now, how that person takes it is up to them. But you can be the better human being by doing it in a way that you can remove yourself from something, a situation, from people or a person or a group of people, by saying, you know what, hey, man, listen, man, this doesn't work for me anymore. This doesn't make me feel good anymore. This makes me a certain kind of way, and I don't feel like I want to do that anymore. I don't feel like I want to be this anymore. And I think that this particular relationship has run its course. Now, how they take it by you telling them the truth, your truth, is up to them. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. So it's okay to tell people that you're not okay, and that I want to be better. And then your people, well, you think you're better than me, then you know what this is. Because it's not about that. I'm just trying to look someplace else, be someplace else, do someplace else, go someplace else. As your friend, as your brother, as your cousin, as your bada boom, whatever, bada boom. I hope you can understand that, because it's out of love. I'm not trying to be your enemy. I'm not trying to be your enemy. I don't want to be your enemy. But if you're going to make me your enemy, that's you making me the enemy. I'm not your enemy. So, wisdom, spiritual openness to understand who you are, what you are, and stop letting other people define who the hell you are. You are who you say you are. If I want to be this, I'm this. If I want to be that, I'm that. I'm not in for people putting labels on me. Because people need that labeling because they are feeling some kind of being able to define you. If they don't know who the hell you are. So before you start defining me, let me tell you who I am. So
I think well, I was about to say, I think some people have a difficulty with defining who they are. And I guess I shift back to a question I had earlier. How do you think growing up in kind of like a diverse area where you had access to a lot of different communities and a lot of different cultures, how do you think that shaped, one, how you viewed the world, two, what type of impact do you think it had on your craft?
Having this openness that, was probably 70 to 85% Black, and then the other 30 to 25 or 15% to others. It opened me up to what the real world is. My world was never in a 4x4 block radius, because my mind was never in a 4x4 block radius mentality. I wasn't captured in the 4x4 block mentality where I lived, unless you wanted to be. I was a child who had an imagination, even though my parents were not educated, formally educated, to understand where I wanted to go and who I wanted to become. You know, they thought I was a dreamer. And I am, and I was. Not everybody's supposed to understand your dreams. They're for you. So
Agreed.
growing up in that 80%, 75% Black culture made my base of who the hell I am and who the hell I was as a child. And it opened me up to the possibilities who I could be in the world, not just in my city, not in my state, not in the United States, but in the world. So I saw myself moving from Jersey to Hollywood 10 years old when I figured out what I wanted to do at 9. Now, I thought everybody knew what they wanted to do, when they were younger. I knew exactly what I wanted at 9 years old. I knew I wanted the entertainment business. I knew I wanted to be in California, be in Hollywood, and that's what Spirit told me. And that's where I ended up. It wasn't easy because my base of Blackness told me, and I could be independent and be successful at the same time. It's harder this way, trust me. And it's not that I'm anti-Hollywood. I'm not. I'm just anti-bullshit and foolishness.
Exactly.
I had a young white male tell me in the studio system one time that, Chan, you're really talented, you're a great artist. I think you're really good, but you're too Black. And first of all, for somebody even to fix their mouth to say that to another human being, I've never said to any of these cats in the studio that you're too white or too Jewish. I never said that. Or you're too gay. I never. Why would I say that? That's ignorant. But I was too Black. So you have to understand the language in which people give you in this business, what that means. And if you're not listening or not paying attention, you could be robbed of soul, spirit, and essence. And I love parts of Hollywood, and I dislike with disdain other parts of Hollywood. I know that we need each other because I have content, some content that they want, and they have distribution channels that I need sometimes. So it's a balance game, everybody. And you see people who will do and say things to become stars and successful and moneyed up and all that sort of thing. And for some people, there are limits, and other people, there are no limits. But I'm not here to judge. I just know what my limit is.
I've noticed that. Oh, go ahead. Oh,
Well, I was about to say, just how difficult has it been to navigate that scene, right? Because I know earlier you talked about, understanding who you are and being who you want yourself to be and defining who you are. How difficult has it been navigating that Hollywood scene, and continuing to be who you are and having this standard of this is how you will treat me, this is what I will accept, and this is what I won't accept. Because oftentimes that can be met with some defiance and met with some retaliation. And I don't know if you've experienced any of that, but can you talk about how you had to navigate that scene?
Since I know myself so well and I like who I am, it was for me. I came to Los Angeles. I moved from New York to Jersey, from New Jersey to Oakland, California. My best friend Eric moved to Oakland, maybe a year or half a year before I moved. And moving to Oakland was probably the best thing for me. Instead of coming straight to Los Angeles, which I think I would I would have probably been back in Los Angeles after 6 months. But the Bay Area was great buffer for me. The people in the Bay were very, very, very supportive of my career. And I was there between the ages of like 20, 22 and 32. So the prime years of becoming an adult were spent in the Bay Area with liberal-minded people who looked like me, who didn't look like me. I was kind of caught between being a hippie, because I have kind of a free thing. But my wife would say I'm a closet. So I'm a little bit of both, man. I'm a little bit of both. I'm conservative in a way, but very, very on a hip tip, 60s flower child type of thing. I like a lot of things, like a lot of music, like a lot of people. So coming to Los Angeles was a better thing, stopping off by the Bay Area. So when I got here, I was concerned about finding my tribe, because I had heard stories of what Hollywood or success could do to you as a Black person or as a Black man. And so it took me a minute to acclimate to the culture, the fiber, the fabric of Hollywood, the industry, the monster, the giant, the mouse, the lion, the horse. Those are all labels for studios. So I started off at Walt Disney Studios, and that entrance into the studio system. And I was an assistant in development financing for feature films at Disney, and I was an assistant, and I had learned and heard a lot. Some things I heard I wish I'd never heard, but you can't unhear something that you heard, or you can't unsee something that you saw.
Sure.
So it does to me. It did something to me. It was a really eye-opening, soul-splitting, moral balancing act with me, for me, in the studio system. And I saw things and heard things and read things that I thought a human being would never say or do to another human being. But it was the beast. It was the business. It is the business. So me navigating all that had its issues. And some say if I would have played the game, I could be better off financially and probably have more projects that are commercial under my belt. But there were certain things I wasn't willing to do. There were certain things I wasn't willing to come, because my father told me what I was, and my father who birthed me told me what I was. My father who raised me told me what I was. The family that I came from told me who I was, and all of that was not in that. So I was willing to bend a little bit, but I wasn't really willing to break my soul and my spirit. That wasn't going to happen. So I had to find a niche for myself where I was morally at peace with myself. Some people, Chad, you're so much of an artist. You're always in your head and your emotions and your creativity. That's how I was drawn. That's how I was born. That's how I was made. I'm making no excuses for that. Talk to Father God. Talk to Mother, Father God about that one. He made this one.
You know, I like the way you walked us through. My bad, Jelks. I like the way you walked us through that because I think it's important for people to understand that being who you are and what you were born to be and who you were born to be and the gifts that you have on the inside of you are so unique just for you that sometimes you have to be unwilling to break those gifts to make them and then put them back together to be what other people want them to be. And I think that's a lot of times how a lot of people who have gifts in areas where the creator has given them gifts to be, to ride in their own lane, that's where they make mistakes is when they try to break those gifts and put them back together to be what somebody else wants them. And so I think it's good that you share your story to tell us and everybody watching, like, I was willing to bend, but I was not willing to break. And I think that's important, that sometimes it's okay to be flexible, but it's not okay to be bent into something new that you're not.
You know,
Nice.
you wouldn't be truthful to yourself. You know, well, there are a lot of people who say, "To hell with the truth. I'm about right now." And let me tell you, young folks, what the danger is in that. In being about now, that means there is no tomorrow because you haven't given any thought. Living, I'd rather live and survive than live. And living means that I'm spending every day, every moment of my existence in doing something that I enjoy, like, or support. And that has a future for me. I love doing what I do, and I want to do it to the day I drop. Because you know what? It's not about me. That's the thing. It's not about me. It's about what I do for other people that brings me the most joy through my artistry that has been given to me from the years that comes out of me, which doesn't belong to me, but belongs to you. I'm here to be a part of the healing process of Black people. First, everybody else secondly. I'm not dividing up people, but I'm just saying what my job is thus far is to be a conduit for healing people who look like me and women, and then everybody else secondly. And once I understood that position, I became happier about what the universe has set forth in front of me. Much happier. So, but being you comes with consequences.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Being you comes with consequences. Some of the consequences are struggle, loneliness, some type of bitterness sometimes anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes being loveless, you know. But if you can raise your head through some of that madness that you may be going through, just raise your eyes. If you can't raise it, just raise your eyes just to look straight ahead or look up and see that you're not alone, and you've never been alone because ancestors and spirit are always with you. That's why you're here. Because you have a job to do. Your ancestors are watching you and helping you every day when you let them. Because all you got to do is ask for help from the other side. Your parents, whoever's on the other side, friend, parent, grandma, uncles, uncle, back to the beginning of your lineage. They're all waiting for you to ask for help. So when you ask for help from the universe, the ancestors come, but you have to be patient because what you're asking for is a shift in energy in yourself and surroundings. And be clear about what you ask for, the help for. Don't be greedy. Don't be mean. Don't be nasty. Don't be fearful. Be of grace, gratitude, and love and purity that you ask for, and you will all get it on time. That's me, y'all.
It's like
That's
you're. It sounds like you guys are talking about my music career.
Folks, you got one. You got one.
Yeah.
I've never been. When I first started, I was following the crowd. I would just imitate, the Snoop Dogg's, the Dr. Dre's. I thought it was just, the harder that I could present myself, or the more thugged out and gangster that I could present myself. That's what I thought that. That's what I guess I thought that that's what would get me the most accolades and stuff. But at some point, just like you're saying, just like Mr. Berry said, like I realized, like, and I always knew, even when I was doing that, I knew who I was, and I knew like this wasn't me. But I would get a lot of praise, to go on stage and be cussing and acting a fool and B word this, N word that, and all that, And one day I just had an epiphany. It just like, I don't know if it was the universe just spoke to me, and he was like, you know what? All that talent that you're utilizing to do what you're doing, did you know you can use that same talent to do what I really put you on the earth to do, which is like enlighten people and uplift people, and So since the pandemic has hit, also, I've been reading a lot of books, and everything that you're saying, Mr. Berry, is like so true. And it's like this interview was like meant to happen, because you're confirming that, everything, it all comes from the universe. Yeah, you might be willing to bend a little bit, but don't bend so much to where you break, to where you break yourself into something to where you're not, and everything. Mm-hmm. Because I've had people come to me and tell me, man, I came to one of your shows in blah, blah, blah year, and you were like so gangster. I just knew you were about to be the next gangster to blow. That's how much darkness I could bring on stage, and people kind of like that darkness. But they said that because they see the light in me now. They see the light in me now, and they appreciate the light in me now. But there is two sides to, what you can do. Like, you can either like O said, you can take the talents that you've been blessed with and try to break them down and put them back together as what everybody wants, and everybody likes this, and you see that this is what's making the millions and millions of dollars. Mm. I may have lost like a lot of the followers who were following me when I was doing more darker music, but the people who are around me now are better for me, health wise, mental wise. I'm around smart people. Shoot, I'm on the doggone interview with one of the top film directors of all time and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that would have never happened, had I kept going in that other direction. And I may not even be here, because you have to, some people, people will call you on that. You're talking all that mess on that stage. There's several rappers who have been killed, more so in these last few years than ever. So I'm glad that, the universe did wake me up, and it speaks to me every day. And there's things that I won't do musically. There's things I won't say musically. There's messages I refuse to put out. And I see that in you as a film director. Like you were saying, had you been willing to make certain, types of things or films that you may not have been okay with, it might would have, made you $100 million, $200 million, $300 million. But at the end of the day, like you said, would you have been able to sleep and rest well at night, morally, knowing that
Right.
you put out a movie that got 100 people killed, at some event because somebody watched that movie and emulated it, and now 100 people got killed. He went to court and said it was because of D. Channsin Berry movie.
I couldn't live with that.
Me
I
neither.
don't know who could live with that, and be in their right mind and right spirit. I just couldn't do that. So I'm just, like I said, I'm very glad and blessed that thus far that I've had the life that I've had and made the decisions that I've had to be who I am, and being at a higher or working or living at a higher vibration brings you up to people who are here in a higher vibration, because if everybody survives or lives on a vibration. In the higher vibration you have, the more clarity you have, the more wisdom you have, and the more access you have. A lower vibration will give you access also, but it gives you access to another kind of existence. And that existence is not appealing to me or my lineage. So I want it to be something else, man. I want it to be something else. I want it to be better than my father, better than my grandfather. And I want it to be what the ancestors prayed for, as I want my children to be, my boys. I want my boys, my sons, to be better than me and their mother, and to be a better human beings, and to understand what love means. Because a lot of people, a lot of kids don't understand what love is because they never had it. They don't know what it is. I'm not saying that one parent can't give love, especially to a boy. I'm not saying that at all. But there is something lacking when I start to talk to young people who are raised by a single parent, mostly female, Black female. There is something if there hasn't been a strong male figure, like an older brother or an uncle or a grandfather in their lives, that they could see kind of emulate what's good in that Black man that's standing in front of them or in their house or comes to visit them or takes them to whatever. It makes a difference in a boy's life, what kind of man they become. Looking at another man treat a woman well gives you a point of view of how to treat a woman, how to treat a girl. Watching an older adult mistreat a woman gives you a point of view how to treat a woman. And if that's your glaze on it, that's who you become, possibly. Unless somebody can take you as like, hey, that's not the way to do this. This is the way to do this. It's not, you don't do it that way. You don't say it like that. You don't say it like that. You don't do it like that. You don't treat her like that. You don't say that to her. You do it this way. So I don't understand a lot that's going on right now with young people. And maybe I start to sound like my mother and father, but there's certain things I do not understand. And I'm having a hard time grasping because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make spiritual sense to me, and it doesn't make moral sense to me. And it seems that, everybody is out here doing what they want to do without any guidelines or parameters or something.
Please tell me you're about to do a documentary on that subject.
Hey man, I wouldn't finish that till the day I died.
Go ahead. Oh,
well, I was gonna say I'll share my quick synopsis on what I think might be driving that. Right. So I think you hit on something that's true. Right. Strong leadership in a home. Whether it's a two-parent home or one-parent home, I think strong leadership in a home makes a difference, especially today, right? Because today there are more influences in the world than ever before. And so in order to counter the influence, there has to be strong leadership in the home to understand what's real, what's fake, what's possible, what's not possible, what's ethical, what's not ethical, what's okay, and what's not okay. And so I think when you look at that factor, right? And so whether it's, a strong father in the home or, a mother in the home leading the home and not in a abusive way, but in a strong leadership way. And there's ways to do that without there being abuse or without there being a mental abuse, to keep a person in a place. There's ways to do that without having the abuse factor in there. But I think that's a primary source of why some things are the way they are now. And I'm not saying, that all things are bad or that all things are great. That's just my lens on why I think things are the way they are now.
I agree with you. Once again, leadership. But the other thing is this, and I say this, I'm not. First of all, let me just say this. I am not a racist. D. Channsin is not a racist. I am not a racist. What I am is race conscious. But I am not a racist. I have seen what I have seen. I have experienced what I have experienced. I have heard what I have heard. And I travel out throughout the world. So I listen to people because I interview people all the time for 47 years. So when you start to listen to people, if they're comfortable enough, they will tell you who they are. And that's fascinating to me. So I have said this in all Black audiences. I've said it in all white audiences. I've said it in mixed audiences around the world. Sometimes it feels like this. Sometimes it feels like Black people create and white people conquer. That's what it feels like sometimes. That Black folks create a lot of things and some white people monetize that. Case in point, let's talk about music. Just a little thing. Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard. Here comes Elvis. But where did Elvis get that from?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes rap music from the mid 70s out of the Bronx and Brooklyn. Here comes Eminem. Even though he got down with Dre, but look how he blew up. At that particular time, people were saying he's the best rapper ever. I think he got an Oscar and Grammys to show it. Now let's try to figure out how many Oscars and Grammys that rappers have. Black rappers like me. And then you got Cat Spinning, who came out of Brooklyn, out of Bronx, with the rap thing scratching, and now you got DJs in Europe making $1 million a night, and none of them black.
Mm.
Techno music is nothing but house music.
True.
Who started house music? Who started rap? Who started R&B? Who started soul? Who started rock and roll? Y'all better talk to me.
True.
There was a saying in Hollywood that black people images in film didn't transfer well overseas. But the news did.
Mm.
Hip hop did.
Mm.
But you're saying my films don't work over in London and Paris and Stockholm and Greece and the Middle East. But everywhere you go, there's a black influence. There's a hip hop influence everywhere you go around this world. But who's controlling it? I had Sister Sonia Sanchez. For those who need to Google Sonia Sanchez, please do Google Sonia Sanchez. She's a poet, brilliant poet from Philadelphia. We were together in, I think it was in Minnesota, at a screening of Dark Girls 1. And it was an all-women's conference. And we were talking about filmmaking, and she was talking to me. She said, "Chan, I said, "Yeah, me being a filmmaker." She said, "Well, Chan, no. You're not a filmmaker." I said, "Yes, I am, sis. Trust me, I'm a filmmaker. I've spent my life trying to be a filmmaker. I'm a filmmaker now." She said, No, you're not." She said, from this point on, you're an image engineer. I said, "What?" Changed my whole perspective of what I was doing. Now, I thought, and I still think, that I'm conscious of the images I put on screen, but being an image engineer made me even pinpoint even more of the kinds of images I put on screen that represent us. I'm not taking away from other people, other black directors and writers who write certain different genres of black. My thing is documentaries, telling the truth about who we are, and just now getting into the whole feature film thing. But it's mostly drama and love stories and romance for me. Family dramas, romance, and love for me. I want to see that part of us. I didn't grow up in the streets. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in the streets. That's not my story. That story exists, but that's not my story. And that's not the story of a lot of black people in America. There's others. We have drama. We have love. We have romance. We have sex. We have kids. We have families. We have mothers who are great. We have fathers who are great. We have grandparents who are great. What about all those stories? Excuse my language. Can I speak French?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, all of us ain't fucked up.
Right.
Like you would want to believe. None of us are not like that. We're just as human as everybody else. Having that human experience of being alive on this planet at this particular time. You are not alone. So who are you going to become to have a better experience who happens to be black? Who do you have to be? Who can you become in terms of your real self and showing your real self, your real purpose on the planet? And just do it. Regardless of what people tell you that you cannot do or cannot be or cannot say or think. Just do it. You think you need money to do everything? Wrong. What you need is drive. And what you need is drive. You got the gift. So what the hell are you waiting for?
Yep.
You can't wait on people to sometimes give you what you think is a lift. Because what they may be giving you is a fucking anvil. I'm just keeping it. Stop waiting for people to bring you up. Bring yourself up, and then people who are up will see you. And somebody's going to step in and say, listen, I like what you're doing. Can I help? Can I be of any help? Or I know somebody who can help you. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. It's a belief system that you need to plug into instead of a system that exists with you. Y'all got me going now.
I'm listening. I feel like I'm in school. I should have brought my pad and pencil and took notes. But we got it on film, so I can rewind and watch it like 100 times and and learn all the gems, man. Because you sure kicking some knowledge. Man, I'm honored. Yeah, but they try to tell it. They try to flip it on us, though, Mr. Berry. They try to say, well, that's what Black people want to see. Black people want to see the love and hip hop, the drama, the fighting, well, you know, I mean, you know, like the killings and stuff. You know, just the stuff that puts us in a bad light.
If you've been groomed to look at things a particular way, in a dark, negative, unbalanced way, unstructured way, you think that that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normal. There's a small percentage of people who act like that, who think like that, who feel like that, who believe that kind of nonsense.
But they give them so much push. They push them. They give them so much push, though.
That's what the devil does. The devil will push you sometimes harder than God will.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find out who the hell's pushing you. And for what reason. All these cats, long cats out here self-destructing like a mother. Self-destruction. Where you got people sitting back like, okay, let me just watch these Negroes just blow the hell them up. Just blow them up. Just blow themselves up. I like what they do, though, because they create and we can take it from them and then they blow themselves up. They go away. And then we have it. That's what many Black folks do. You create, you lose your mind, you blow up and die, and they have it. That's what you do. You don't own anything. You don't own any property. Hell, you don't even own yourself. How can you be lined, spiritually lined with Mother, Father, God, and belong to somebody else here on earth where they're controlling you? How the hell does that happen? Where's the Christ-like life that you call yourself a Christian? Where is that in your life?
Good question.
You call yourself a Muslim, but are you really listening to and reading the Quran the right way? Are you really living your life like Muhammad? So a readjustment, a redress, reparation, all that. Reload. Let's go to the beginning, clean it up, and let's start again. Clean it up, let's start again. Some of these young people I'm talking to, I have to admit, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Some of these young people. These young people will take us forward to the right direction, leading us in the right direction. I met some brilliant minds, young people in high school and in college, who are in college right now or just graduated from college. Brilliant minds who have a hold on what it is to be free, to be an American, to be worldly, and to be Black. That's given me hope. All revolutions start with young people. All revolutions start with young people. Let me say it a third time. All revolutions start with young people. You get tired of what is, and like, we can do this better. Or this doesn't make sense. This is antiquated. We can change this to upgrade this situation so we can be freer to do and be who we're supposed to be. Push restart. Revolution. Push restart.
Why do you think it seems like presidential candidates back in the day used to be younger, but like you said, like the JFKs and stuff like that, who were trying to bring about a revolution, but it seems like now we have like older like politicians like President Biden. He's like in his 80s, and then Trump is like in his 80s and stuff. I mean, like, why don't you think there's younger people who are presidential worthy, or are they, and they just not highlighting them?
I think that Barack was a young president.
Yes, Barack was. He's the exception.
Barack made me feel old because I've never been older than the president until Barack. I was like, damn, Barack, you make me feel like an old man. I'm way older than you. You could be my son. But anyway, I think it takes a lot to be in position of power in this country when the levels of power at that level, there's very few people who look like you.
Mm-hmm.
But coming up through the ranks, we have more and more people of color, Latina, African American, Asian people in prime places, and as assemblywomen, assemblymen, congresswomen, senators, that sort of thing, which is helping. So we just, the tide is rising, so all boats will be able to float soon. So I just think that it's just a matter of time that we but, started getting some younger blood in here to do away with some of the antics of politics. Not politics, but politics.
Because now they're already saying who's going to win, Trump or Biden. I'm like, it seems like back in the day it would be young, like not saying that the older is not as good or younger is better, but it goes back to when you were saying that younger people are going to bring about the revolution. It seems like I don't see like too many presidential candidates or at least people who are just getting that kind of light shine on them who could be future presidential candidates in the age ranges of, like, let's say a 40 to 50 or something, or 35 to 50. Where are they? They're silent. I don't see anybody.
They're coming. There's always somebody coming. You best believe there's somebody coming. Just like there was an age of Prince, nobody would have thought that would have happened. An age of Michael Jackson, nobody ever thought that would happen. An age of Miles Davis, nobody ever thought that would happen. Never ever thought of a Coltrane happening, John Coltrane. Never ever thought of a Duke Ellington, of an Ella Fitzgerald, or Aretha Franklin. Nobody ever would have thought of that. Nobody ever would have thought of Barack Obama. Nobody ever thought of a Frederick Douglass. In time, it has to be. The future is already here. Trust me when I tell you, there are people on this planet that have been born that are coming forth and coming to light. But also there are forces on this planet that are coming for dark also, because it's about to be a fight. Like, the fight already started already. The question is, where are you? Which side are you going to be on?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Where you gonna
And don't be fooled by the lights. They're blinders. Don't be fooled by the lights. Don't be fooled by the money. Because all money ain't good money.
Right.
The devil has two hands too, y'all. And a split tongue. Be careful what you take. And be careful how you speak. And be careful what you take in terms of listening. Because it all has an effect on you. Sooner or later. You gotta be careful. What we take in on a daily basis. Sunshine helps you. Many of us. I couldn't live in Seattle, Washington. I need sunshine. I'm tropical. I need sunshine. I'm right now. I need the sun. I'd be depressed as hell. I'd be depressed as hell and light in my skin complexion if I was in gloomy weather all the damn time. It rained.
I recently spoke on the phone with Dr. Cosby, with Bill Cosby. He called me, and right before we got off the phone, he said, "I'm about to go outside and get in the sun and catch some vitamin D." So yeah, the sun is definitely healthy.
Mr. C knows. Mr. C knows. Mr. C has seen some things, heard some things, done some things. He knows how this business is. Mr. C is a very, very smart man. And he knows.
He's hilarious still, too. He had me on the floor roll.
Mr. C got jokes.
Yeah, for days.
He got jokes and got stories. I was around him a couple of times, and we had mutual friends, jazz mutual friends that we shared friendships and stories about. But Mr. C would have you roll on the floor about certain. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, because he could take anything that you say and make a joke out of it. You can't really get too many words in before he's already flipped it into a joke.
Yeah, he's brilliant, man.
Yeah, Cosby, he's brilliant.
Cosby's a genius.
I totally agree. You're a genius. You're a genius also.
No, man, I'm far from that. I am far from that. I'm no genius. I'm no intellectual. I'm just a person who just observes a few things and speaks about a few things and tries to be a part of the healing process of people who look like us. That's it. That's it.
That's highly commendable, and you're doing it on a high level. Like you're like, it's visible. It's being seen by the young, by the middle aged, by the elders. Man, you're making an impact, and it's shown. And just sitting here speaking to you, and just hearing you speak. I mean, you just said Mr. C is a genius in the comedy. You're a genius in the filmmaking and songwriting world and stuff. You've written songs that like Prince have recorded and stuff, haven't you?
I have.
Wow, can you tell us a little bit about that? And Shaka Khan?
Yeah. I love music since I was a little boy, and I listened to everything when I was a little boy. All kinds of music. From the first jazz record I heard was Miles Davis and Gil Evans, something called Blues for Pablo. It's the first jazz record I ever heard. And I think that record came out the year I was born in 1959. I'm not sure, but Blues for Pablo, Gil Evans, and Miles Davis. That's the first jazz record I ever heard. And I started to love jazz, at a very, very young age. Ella Fitzgerald, all the jazz greats who I happened to become acquaintance or friends with in the 70s and 80s and the 90s until they all passed away was a blessing for me. So I had been around music all my life, so R&B music and soul music and jazz. So, and I was a drummer as a kid. As a teenager, I was a drummer. So I played in all these little jazz funk bands,
Oh, as a drummer.
Yeah, I mean, I love a great drummer, and
Wow.
person who can really keep some time and make it funky, But I also loved orchestration and melodies and great arrangements on my music. So by listening to people like Duke Ellington and Gil Evans and Count Basie and Klaus Ogerman and some of the greats Henry Mancini, who did some of the Frank Sinatra stuff or Count Basie stuff or Duke Ellington stuff. Like I said, Billy Strayhorn, Maurice White, Earth, Wind and Fire, Quincy Jones, Narada Michael Walden, Babyface, Teddy Riley, all these great music producers. Dre, all these great music producers, I really liked. Hold on just a moment. It's my son calling me. I'm in the middle of the interview.
Okay.
Yes, son. Yes. Okay, I'm on the interview, son. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Sorry about reality checked in. My sons, they went to get pizza.
I need to be with them.
But
I need to be with them.
Hey, look, let me say this. Did they ask if Dad wanted any pizza? Did they ask if Dad wanted any pizza?
Nothing.
Oh. Hey, we're getting pizza, Dad. I just want to tell you where we're at. Okay, fine. Click.
Do you want something? None of that.
I have to eat too.
Fathers like pizza too.
Then they ask why Why can't I go out?
Because you don't bring me nothing back.
Oh, we're going to the store. Oh. Then when I go to the store, I'm going to the store. Anybody want anything? Oh, yeah. Could you pick up some deodorant? No. Go get it.
But it's like you were saying earlier. They're learning from you though. At some point, they're going to get to the level of I'm going to the pizza place. Do you want any, Dad? But right now, you're leading by example.
Listen, tomorrow morning, somebody's banging on your door, and there's two little boys from LA to Memphis on a bus. Pick them up.
Only if they have pizza.
Yeah.
No.
Did you think to bring us something?
Oh well, my son is in Texas at the moment. He went to see where my wife's mother lives there. My mother-in-law, and my wife has some sisters there. But yeah, he hasn't called. He called my phone one time today, and that's because today is my wife's birthday.
Oh,
so he didn't call to talk to me. Thank you. I'll tell her that you said happy birthday too. She's gonna love to hear that. She was with me whenever we came to your to one of your movie premieres, the Church House.
Yeah.
I actually got a picture. I was gonna share it. This was me and my wife. It's happy birthday to you too, Carla.
Happy birthday.
This is us walking the red carpet at D. Channsin Berry's movie premiere in Nashville. This was for the Church House when you came out with the movie The Church House.
Yes.
Yeah, which I love too. I love that film too. And I did a record. I did a song, and you put it in that film, and it was crazy because we got there, man. And I mean, they were like interviewing us and giving us they gave us the red carpet treatment. I'm like, man, who is this D. Channsin Berry guy? Oh wow, that's a great film too. So you got.
I mean, it was done because of you and Chuck, and thank you so much for submitting the song. We still never really got the platform that it needed, but we're still out here trying to get it on because it needs to be seen.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely all your. I love the topics that you cover on your films. I mean, it's real. It's like, is he really gonna do that? Does he know that that the Hollywood people, the elite may have some pushback a little bit.
Get you invited to a lot of parties now.
Yeah, he's not gonna get invited to a couple of parties, but I love it. Thank God he did it because we need this. It's like this. You love it, but you're one that. I want to see you make $1 million, gazillion, quadrillion dollars, but we all kind of know how that. We were talking about earlier, kind of how some of those people in that who have the gates, the gatekeepers, some of them they told us that we don't translate overseas, they've been telling us that stuff like that, so they don't have our best interests at heart, and your films do have our best interests at heart, and there's the that collides. You're doing stuff that has our best interests at heart, but the people who can actually put it on the platform that it needs to be on, they don't want our best interests at heart. So now there lies the fight, it seems. But you managed to come out on top, every time. And I just we'd be like, phew. That was close.
Close one. I've had and continue to have a great support system here in California. In LA, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Hollywood person, but I do have acquaintances and some friends who are Hollywood people. And they have all been blessings to me. I have had blessings from major, major Black entertainers in this business thus far. It has been financial, gifts for the work that I try to do. And I know these people don't want to be named, but I think it's time that I just say some of the people's names that have helped me financially. And on the top of the list is Miss Oprah Winfrey. You know, there will be people who may have opinions about Miss Winfrey, but they don't know her. I will have to tell you from my standpoint as a Black man who happens to be an artist, and Miss Winfrey is a friend of mine. She has supported her brother. Trust and believe she has shown up for her brother.
Mm.
She doesn't probably want me to say it, but I'm going to say it. She showed up for her brother. Trust me when I tell you. And not only me, for my family. This is how deep it is. And she is. I am not the only brother she showed up for. Trust me when I tell you. Amen. If I could tell you some of the things that Miss Winfrey has done for me, I would start boohooing, crying, couldn't stop.
Mm.
But Oprah Winfrey has showed up for me. Trust and believe. Richard Roundtree, actor Richard Roundtree, has showed up for me, for your brother.
Mm.
Nice. Max Julian, brother, rest in peace, has showed up for me. Glenn Turman has showed up for me. And,
Wow.
hey, man. George Duke, rest in peace. Ella Fitzgerald, rest in peace. Denzel Washington and Paulette Washington has showed up for me.
Wow.
I can go on, brothers. I can go on, but I'm telling you, I would start breaking into tears. Not only financially, these people have helped me, but just on the strength of a telephone call or a question that I had about business or life. I was able to pick up a phone and say, listen, this is what I'm going through. This is what I have. What do you think? And they give it to me.
Wow.
You know, I have so much respect for Spike Lee. Spike and I are not close, but I love what Spike has done. And if it wasn't for Spike, there wouldn't be a D. Channsin Barrett. I say that out loud. And I never told Spike that. And we talked on the phone recently. His father had passed away. I called him to give my condolences. But Spike is probably one of the biggest new influences on me since he came out in the 80s. Spike was a big influence on me. Spike made it okay for me to be okay as a filmmaker. That's what Spike Lee did. And I'm not the only one. I never worked for Spike. A lot of people work for Spike in New York. I never worked for Spike. But a lot of people who came out of Spike's camp did well. Actors definitely did well. And some people on his production crew did really well. You know, Jeff Bird, who became a major director here in Hollywood and television. And there are other people who, casting directors and, you know, and cinematographers and costume designers came out of Spike's camp. And now they're all Oscar winners and Emmy winners. But that's what Spike did. That's what Spike did. So you can't tell me anything wrong or negative. Talk to me about any of those people I met, Spike being one of them. You cannot tell, you can't come to that foolishness. Because I know what Spike has done sometimes. But, positive stuff. I don't know any negative stuff. And I refuse to hear the negative stuff also. There's certain stuff you don't need to take in. Because that's not my experience with these people. So, and there also have been one particular gentleman who I have to name, who's a beautiful, good friend of mine. His name is Richard Foos. Richard Foos. If you look him up, he's a record industry executive who's retired now. He's white. He's Jewish. Amen. Richard's holding a brother down. He got me, bro. That's my brother. Step up to the plate every time. So it's not only people who look like us, but it's the people who feel like us. So don't get it twisted with color. Get it straight with spirit. Because you might be missing a blessing. That's why I'm a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm just race conscious. But I know what I know, and I know what I've seen. And I know who I can trust and can trust. And the devil comes in all colors and all genders. Trust me when I tell you.
Man, I could sit here all night and just soak in gems all night. I'm gonna be better when we get off of here. I'm better than I was before we got in this interview. I promise you. And when I wake up in the morning, Lord willing, I'm gonna be better because of this interview, because of things that you're saying. Like you're confirming things that I've felt but didn't have the words to say.
Yeah. Hey man, there's a lot of people who would be on your side if they just had opportunity. As you would with other people. If you had just had the opportunity to be on somebody's good side, you would want to support somebody who's good. But when you have a small group of black people who have a lot of money or a lot of cachet or a lot of access, black people come to them. This small group of people pushing on them, pushing. And they get tired of this small group of people of just giving themselves away, giving money away. The people like that. Am I a bank because I have this money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who we should be really going for are the other folks who have the money, for real, who have the money.
How do you do that though? How do you reach them? Or do you just, like you said, do you just go hard and then eventually they'll reach out to you?
Go hard, but go in their direction. Go hard in their direction. Do what you must do to get the point across, to get you across in your moral margins, using your moral margins to get people's attention. I have a talk show that I do, and I choose the people I want to talk to. It doesn't. They don't have to have a book out. They don't have to record out. They don't have to have a new television. I just choose people who I want to sit down and talk to. I want to listen to. And most of them have been people of color, but there are a couple of white folks I want to talk to, who I'm very interested in talking to. And they're A-list people, whatever, but I don't think they've ever had a black audience. I don't think Sting's ever had a black audience. I want to talk to Sting. I want Sting on my show. I want Barbara Streisand on my show. I want, this person on my show. Why not? There are people, black people, who buy Sting records, go to his concerts. there are black people who love Barbra Streisand or Taylor Swift and go to their concerts and buy their records. So my question is, why can't you come on my show?
Yeah.
Why can't you come on my show and do my show and let's have a conversation? And let's open you up to an audience that you didn't even know existed, but love you, the fans of you, and would love to hear a different perspective by me asking you questions about how we feel and how we feel about you. So I put out calls to, and my people put out letters and calls to Sting, Barbra Streisand, even Lionel Richie, Brad Pitt, Robert De Niro, Bob De Niro, Andy Garcia, all these other people. They'll talk to everybody else, but they haven't talked to a black audience. And the question is why? Is this your publicist being in the way, or is this you saying, no, I don't want to talk to them? So I find it kind of odd, you know. That's what kind of pisses me off with Hollywood sometimes, is that you have access to us, but I don't have access to you. And put money in your pocket. You'll go do other shows. You go do Jimmy Fallon and Kimball, which are great shows. I love those. Both of those guys are funny as hell. But just because I'm not on that platform, on a different platform, I still have a large audience that wants to hear from you. And your people around you, or you, are saying, no, we'll pass on that.
Why is the question?
Obviously, it's either me or it's the blackness. Which one are they afraid of? Or which one doesn't mean anything to them? I'm a fairly intelligent black person who happens to be black, happens to be male. I can hold a conversation. I know some history. I know a little bit about music. A little bit about film. I know a little bit about life. Let's talk. Why can't we talk? Why can't we have an adult conversation with some laughs? That's a platform I'm presenting. And like I said, all those people I named plus more, Brad Pitt, fans. Black and Latino fans. So why can't you come talk to us?
Well, you've kicked down many doors already, so I can definitely see you being the person to kick down that door, to have them, come over here and talk, to the media on this side also. So I would just say, just keep going hard and keep on sending, keep sending the messages out, keep sending it their direction. But in the meantime, keep going hard, because you're going to kick that door. Then I can see you being the person to kick that door down.
Yeah, thank you, man. And that's what I wish I didn't have to be the person kicking doors in. Well, I could just open the door and you're free to walk in and free to have a beautiful conversation with another human being, with a different audience, who loves you also.
Me too. I hate that we have to allude to like sayings like kicking in the door. Like we should, like you said, we should be. Why can't we just open the door politely and say, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
Make yourself at home.
Exactly right. I've got comfortable chairs in my studio. It's an easy shot. We're here in Los Angeles. Everybody's here in Los Angeles. To these people I invited on the show, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come on, let's have a conversation and let's get down to it.
How do we do that, though, Mr. Berry? How do we?
Once again, staying persistent, being persistent, being pure intent. If your intent is pure, for me to sit down and talk to Barbara Streisand would be a beautiful thing. But I've also had beautiful moments already in my life. Talking to our own queens. I've talked to just about everybody I wanted to talk to. It's Black. There's a few more I want to talk to. But during my lifespan, I've talked to just about all the people I want to talk to. And those people are no longer here. And those were some of the greatest people that ever walked this planet. So before some of these other people leave the planet, you know, like I said, Brad Pitt, Barbara Streisand, you know, Taylor Swift, come on the show. Come on the show. Even Beyonce, you know, I would love to talk to Beyonce. And the thing about on my show that I just don't talk about, I talk about stuff like this. I don't go for the how did you get started, you know, what happened, you know, and how many records did you sell?
The obvious.
I want to go behind that and have people who like us look at you a different kind of way as being human. Not only just being an actor or a musician, you know, but being another human being who happens to have this kinds of likes, this kinds of dislikes, this kinds of love, this kinds of, life stuff, you know. That's interesting to me, man.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I've been doing a lot of reading about being a good host and how to, you know, like structure your questions and stuff like that. And the main thing that I found that I keep finding out that it keeps pointing back to is that it's not about me. When I first started this podcast, we named it the Memphisjelks Show. Immediately, I started trying to be the star of the show. And until I started reading and I started learning that you're doing it the complete opposite. The show should be about your guest. Let them tell their story. Add value to them. You sit down, you know, and you said that earlier. You've been confirming like all of that stuff. Like you're so knowledgeable. Like you said, it's all about you helping others. It's not about yourself. And I'm just like, man, I could just you reconfirmed everything I've been reading lately. So I guess I need to keep reading.
Listen, I'll give you a word of advice. What I found out about being a good host or interviewer is going back to what you just said, but I'm saying it a different way. Is to shut the hell up. And listen. Listening is the best way to interview and host a person, a group of people, by listening. Very few people listen. This is wrong with a lot of young people today. I go to McDonald's damn near every day, order the same damn thing, and they ask me, can I help you? I say, yeah, can I have so-and-so and so-and-so? I get the so-and-so and so-and-so? It ain't right. It's just a damn cup of coffee. Because you're not listening, I ask for 2 sugars and 1 cream. I get the coffee. What do I get? 6 sugars and 17 creams. I ain't asked for that. You wasted McDonald's money. And this, I swear to God, I can go there every day, and maybe twice, I'll get the order that I asked for. 3 sugars, 1 cream. Oh, here's your coffee. 17 sugars and 3 creams. I said, either if I owned this McDonald's, I would kill y'all. And y'all, I mean, I would just, all y'all be fired. You're wasting product, wasting money, wasting time. You're not listening. So listening is a very, very important thing in terms of interviewing people and hosting people, being a great listener. That's where you find your answers. And then you also find your next question.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. That was another gem, man. You've mastered the art of the pause too. I've been reading this book, and it's an art to pausing.
I do that out of not because I know how to do that. It's just a part of my personality. Because there's always being something said, and there's actually a thought in pause. There is reflection in pause. There's future in pause. There's emotion in pause. So any of those things could be happening when I do pause, depending on where I am and what the last question or the last answer was. Or am I second guessing myself by, did I say the right thing? So I pause because it's just a part of who I am. And I try to say,
it's awesome.
I try to say the right thing, but I try to be truthful at the same time. I'd rather be truthful and go off the tracks a little bit. I'd rather be truthful because you know what? I don't know what time it is, and neither do you. And why would I want to give some false information to another man who looks like me? Why would I want to hold back? The information was given to me not for me. It was given to me to use to give to you. It'd be a sin to hold that back. What the hell am I going to do with it if I'm not using it? If I got the answer, I got the question, why am I holding on to it? I can say I got one up on you. Edging got out.
I could go on for days. I could listen to you talk for days on end because I'm learning. It's like I said. It's like I'm in a college course or something.
Hey, you know what? I don't know what else you have to ask me, but I just want to bring up a couple of things, some things. There's a book called The Black Boys Burning. And I want to recommend this book. I have nothing to do with this book. Nothing. I have no money. I don't know the author. It's just a book that I read that I thought people should read. It's called Black Boys Burning. And it's by Griff Shockley. And it's about the 1959 fire in Arkansas in a boys' reformatory. And basically, it's about this floor of black boys being in reformatory, and the white boys being on this floor, and and it's segregated. So, and they set fire to the whole floor where the boys are, and they locked both doors on both ends of the floor. Welcome to America. And there's another book called Coloration. It's 100 years of black film in a white world. And it's by Will Haygood. And I think that's a book that, if you want to know about Hollywood cinema, it might be one of the books you might want to take a look at. So I just wanted to like I said, I have no tie to these books whatsoever, just books I've been reading. I thought, I'm coming on the show, I might as well throw some knowledge out there, that might help somebody. but those are good reads for me. More and more knowing more and more about Black Hollywood and Hollywood in the white world and distribution and deals and what works for Hollywood, what doesn't work for Hollywood, and how many can work in Hollywood at one time and look like us. But we need to start our own distribution outlets, And I've been hearing this story all morning long about Tyler Perry finally purchasing BET, which I think is a beautiful thing. There were a lot of people in the running for it. I think 50 Cent and Shaq were running for it at one time. I know Byron Allen was in the running one time, and then Tyler. Tyler had an inside track because he already had programming on there.
Yep. And I was going to ask you, that was going to be like my final question for you. Not so much of a question. I was just going to ask you, had you heard that Tyler Perry was about to take over BET? Because I could see like you doing, shows on that network.
You know what? I have never met Brother Tyler Perry. There was a time, maybe a year or two ago, that someone was supposed to put us two together. I had seen a film that he had done about a country jazz artist, something, and I thought it was a really well done piece of work for him, and I'd never seen that kind of work come out of Tyler, and I said, "Wow, what a way to go!" And I said, "Wow," I said, "This brother got some chops," and I made a call to another friend, a mutual friend. I said, "Listen, can we put us together?" And they said, "Yeah, I think you guys will work well together," but it never happened. But I would love for Tyler and I to get together and do a couple of films or a couple of television series together. Be in partnership. I think that would be the best way of working it. Be in partnership with Tyler Perry on some of these film ideals that I have and some of these documentaries I have for the new network when he becomes head of it. Because he's going to need content. He's going to need content, Tyler has probably a treasure trove of content and scripts that he wants to do himself, which I think he should do. But I think that in order to expand the brand, his brand and BET's brand, it would behoove him to bring in, top talented people and new people to make this a family affair that is worth our excellence.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm claiming that too. I'm claiming that you guys are going to work together on the BET network, and I'm gonna brag to all my friends and say,
we said it here first.
I know. Yeah. We said it here first. The exclusive on the Memphisjelks show.
I've never said it to anybody. I've never said that to anybody publicly that I would that Tyler and I should work together. And I think we would do well together.
I do too.
I think we would do well together. So we'll see what God has planned. Now that's I put it out in the universe. Now everybody knows. So we'll see
because everybody watches the Memphisjelks show.
Yeah. Listen, all my brothers out there, Q Sci-Fi fraternity, come on now. Bring in the other brothers to watch the show. Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated. Bring in the brothers to watch the show. Bring in the Delta sisters.
You was doing good till you said that. Now you was doing good. This interview was going well till you said that. Now it was going well till you said that. Now it's
now,
only Phi Beta Sigma. That's it. That's the only way to go. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. That's it.
So this is how I'm going to come back on the brother right here. If you're a part of the Divine Nine, I love you.
Yeah.
End. There's no separation.
Nothing like it. I will say that. Nothing like it. It's an
Divine
experience like no other.
like no other. If you happen to be a part of fraternity, sorority, Greek fraternity, black, there is no other situation on the planet like it except being a Mason or Eastern Star. I'm happy to be who I am. I'm happy to be associated with my brothers, Omega Psi Phi. And I'm more happy to be a part of Divine Nine because it's so divine.
Man, Mr. Barry, this is gonna be the part of the show. I don't even want to end this episode, but we got to at some point. But please come back on and do another segment with another episode with us because it's so much more. We didn't even talk about any of your movies. We haven't even gotten into the movies yet.
As my cousin was saying, well, what had happened was.
Oh man, it's been so much fun, and I've learned so much, man. So this time, man, I want to go around the room and I'll let any final thoughts. We always let the guests go first. Any final thoughts or shout outs to people, and let people know where they can follow you and see your movies and films and stuff.
Well, it's that part. Listen, we can whatever. So, but this is what I do want to say. I cannot wait. This is the God's truth. I cannot wait to get to Memphis to shoot this movie I'm going to do. Shoot this television series. I cannot wait. There's something about Memphis that's drawing me to it to shoot this film and this television series in Memphis. I don't know. I have no ancestral connection to that I know of to Memphis, but there's something about Memphis that keeps drawing me back to do this movie and shoot another television series in Memphis. So that's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. So the people of Memphis and the people of, first of all, I love Tennessee. I'm trying to move to Nashville right now. So, but that's another story for another day. But I want to end in saying this. And I've said this before. To the brothers, all black men, we have damn near destroyed the two things that have given us life: the planet and women. And until women are healed, we won't be healed as men. Trust me when I tell you this. Brothers, men, young boys, you've got to step up to the plate to be better young people, young men, teenagers, men, and start treating our women better with respect. And we will treat ourselves with respect when we start doing that. The other thing, if you are in school, please stay in school and continue to get as much education as you possibly can. We need all hands on deck, and we need all the soldiers on the field. You can't come out here ignorant because you'll leave with no head. You will leave with no head. Education, morals, social conduct, leadership. If you can't be a leader, be a great follower who follows great leaders. And be pure in your intent of being a good person on the planet, and just stay in the light of what Father God wants you to be. That's it.
Amen. Oh.
Man, I don't know how I can follow that. So I'll just say this, man. Appreciate you coming on the show tonight. And I just want to shout out to all the educators out there, man, especially those who are not on a year-round schedule. And I hope y'all have a fantastic and great summer. My wife is an educator. And we appreciate all that you do to educate our young kids out there. So y'all enjoy that summer and have a whole lot of vacations.
Well, that would have been a sound effect moment if they were working at the moment. The sound effects went back out. Man, I just want to say, man, thank you. I can't thank you enough, Mr. D, Channsin Berry. I love what you're doing for our people. I love what you're doing for the human race.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing for the universe. If you come to Memphis and do that show, I want to be I can be an extra. I'm not the best actor, but I can be an extra in that Joker. So definitely let me know.
Hey man, listen, with the right director, you can be a good actor.
I will. I'll go for it. By that time, maybe I'll have a nice following by then.
Hey man, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. This was fun. It was fun. It was easy, and I'm actually leaving better than I arrived.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, Mr. Berry. I feel the exact same way. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you said. We've learned from it. Salute to you and your family, and tell your son that, next time could he offer the whole show some pizza, please? Because we all like pizza too.
Don't just ask for the money. At least bring something back with it.
So, I'll be traumatized when I see when a person walks by like this.
Well, please don't let this be the last time that you come hang out with us, because we would love to have you on anytime. Anytime you got anything you want to talk about, just let us know. You're welcome here. You're a family member now. Anybody who come on this show is a family member. And if you go back and look at, I was going to tell you too, if you go back and look at the guests that we've had on the show so far, everybody, man, we've had some great minds on the show. If you were to go back to the beginning person, put us all in a room with without no budget, with just an unlimited budget, man, we'd be able to take over the world, man. We would be able to take over and just, definitely put out some good fruits and good content and material to the world, from music to we got to move. Now we got a director to do.
I peeped your show. I was coming on here not knowing what the hell I was coming into.
We be having fun. It's like, let's just have fun.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute now. Jelks is inviting me on his show. Let me see what he's doing. Man, check out some of these shows. I was like, Lord, I was like, nobody got no Uncle Nearest on it. I guess I'm good.
You
got lucky though, because the sound effects kept messing up. You missed
You did get lucky.
Because I was gonna burn you to death.
Yeah, I was like, Lord, you get that ringer one more damn time.
Man,
I've been traumatized by the ringer and this.
Oh man. Yo, everybody out there watching, man, thank y'all for taking the time out to watch, man. I hope y'all learn something and use it. Don't just learn stuff just to learn it. Learn it and to use it in real life. So, man, with that being said, man, Mr. Berry, y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the theme song. Y'all ready? On your mark, get set.
Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that Mem style.